Hello students of class 3, welcome back to this video. Today we will continue with the topic the lost pumpkin part 2. In your previous video I hope you have seen and understood about the lost pumpkin part 1, and today we will continue with part 2. Okay, so before that let's see to the meanings. In your book in your book page number 84, 85, and 86. Okay, see number 1, red and purple with anger, a way of saying very angry. Raced through, went very fast, held their breath, waited anxiously to see what could happen next. Now let's see to the characters in part 2. Number 1, Mr. Kapoor, Dadaji, Somya, Rohit, and Matru. Here, Matru is the new character here. He is a shopkeeper. He's a halwai. He owns a halwai shop. He's a shopkeeper who sells sweets. Okay. As we have already watched in the previous video about the part 1, where Somya, Rohit, and Dadaji went to Mr. Kapoor's house, and they have asked him whether he have uh, steal their pumpkin or not. And Mr. Kapoor, when he came to know that he was blamed for stealing their pumpkin, so we will see what will be his reaction, and we also will know who have in the part 2 that who have stolen their pumpkin and what had happened to the pumpkin, and we will also know that how and who had found the pumpkin. Okay, so in part 2, if your book is with you right now, I'll be reading and you just listen. Okay, Mr. Kapoor turned red and purple with anger. So Mr. Kapoor was very much angry. Why he is angry? Because Dadaji have blamed him for stealing his pumpkin, and they went to their house also because they were sure enough that Mr. Kapoor have taken their pumpkin. So he was very much angry. But later on what happened? They came to know that Mr. Kapoor did not steal any pumpkin. So the children did not know what to say, and Dadaji was very worried. Then they returned home feeling very sad, and Dadaji went to his room. It was already noon, and the children were hungry, as they had not eaten anything since morning. That means they were continuous searching for pumpkin the whole day. Since morning they haven't eaten food. Okay, then Rohit said, let's go to Matru halwa shop. Then, yes, hot samosas and halwa, agreed Somya, and they went on Rohit's bicycle. Then Matru welcomed them. He was very proud to be known as the best halwa in town. Now, while the children were eating, as you can see them eating, two boys appear carrying a huge bundle. See the two boys, okay? And here is a Matru. Here's a Matru, okay? And the two boys. The two boys appear carrying a huge bundle, and they asked to Matru, shall we begin work on this? Matru suddenly turned pale and scolded them. You fools, why did you bring this here? Take it home at once. As the boys turned to go, the bundle slipped and opened and rolled out a pumpkin. Rohit and Somya looked in horror. It was their pumpkin with the black cross mark on it. That means they came to know that the pumpkin which they were searching for was in Matru shop, and the two boys were carrying it. Okay, they were bringing to Matru shop, and Matru scolded them, saying that why did they bring the pumpkin here, because he was already very much worried, not exactly worried, but he was very much, like, uh, they might have they might have thought that they came to know that he have stolen the pumpkin, so he was so much scared that they might find out that he have stolen their pumpkin. So he was very much angry and also worried too. Then stop, cried the children. But the boys ran into Matru kitchen. That means when they saw the pumpkin, okay, then they told the two boys to stop. But the boys ran into Matru kitchen. By now it was clear that the thief was Matru. Then they came to know that Matru is the one who have stolen their pumpkin. Then Matru tried to explain, but the children ran after the boys. They went skipping over laddus and burfis till they reached the back door. The boys were trying to run away with the pumpkin in the cycle rickshaw. Rohit quickly hopped onto his bicycle and with Somya behind him and raced through the traffic. They went very fast chasing the boys. Then near the rickshaw, Somya caught hold of the handlebag and shouted, "Stop!" She shouted, "Stop, stop, or I'll call the police." This frightened the rickshaw puller, who stopped, but the boys ran away. Rohit quickly caught the pumpkin just as it was about to fall on the ground. Then, leaving the bicycle, he got onto the rickshaw. Then, followed by Somya on the bicycle, they returned home. Dadaji was very happy to see his pumpkin. They were just in time for the vegetable contest, where, of course, their pumpkin won the first prize. On the way back home, the children told their grandfather the whole story. That means they told Dadaji that how did they find the pumpkin and how did they caught the boys. Though they could not though they could not call the police and hand over them, but they could get their pumpkin back. That evening they had a visitor, Matru. Okay, Matru came and he said, "Please forgive me, sir," bowing his head before Dadaji. "Such a beautiful pumpkin, you see. Sir, my daughter is getting married. I wanted it to make the best halwa for the wedding feast." That means he told Dadaji that he have stolen the pumpkin because he want to make the best halwa in in the wedding feast of his daughter. Then Dadaji said, "If you had only asked me, I could have given it to you." Dadaji said that you don't need to steal. You could have asked me. If you could have asked me, I will definitely give it to you. So then he smiled. "You can still have it, but on one condition." That means even though Matru have taken he have still have stolen his pumpkin, but still Dadaji said that you can still have it. That means you can still take the pumpkin, but on one condition. As the children held their breath, they means they were anxiously to see what could happen, what will happen next. Dadaji said that the halwa should be as nice as my pumpkin. That means if you make halwa from my pumpkin, it should be as nice as how my pumpkin is. That means he was very much happy to give to Matru, and Matru was very happy too. And he said that you can take it, but on one condition, that you have to make the halwa very tasty and like the pumpkin. That means as the pumpkin is very nice and beautiful, so the halwa should also be very tasty and nice. So here we end our story, dear students. I hope you have understood very well. See, the writer of the story, okay, the part 1 and part 2 of the Lost Pumpkin was written by Deepa Agarwal. Okay, the writer of the story is Deepa Agarwal. Okay, so that's all, students. Thank you.